Hi there, this is Ranjit, and in this video we'll be doing the unboxing and have a first look at this Lenovo A6000, which is a very affordable budget oriented smartphone by Lenovo, and Lenovo claims that this is the most affordable 4G LTE phone that is available in India, and this is being sold online via Flipkart for rupees 7,000. That's just slightly under US $120. So let's do the unboxing and have a first look at this Lenovo A6000. So here we have the Lenovo A6000, and let's open it up, and here it says Lenovo service and warranty assured, and it also says that we have a screen guard inside. So let's just open this up, open the seal, and here it gives you the pricing info. As I mentioned, it's for 6,999. That is just 7,000 bucks. That comes to about slightly less than 120 US dollars. And regarding the SAR rating on head, it is 0.93. And for body it's 0.822, and here it gives us an idea about the specification. It's powered by a quad-core processor. That's a Snapdragon 410. It says that it's a 64-bit enabled, and the screen is a 5-inch 720p HD display, 1 gig of RAM, 8 GB of internal storage, and it also has a micro SD card. It has an 8 megapixel rear-facing camera and a 2 megapixel front-facing camera with a 2300 milliamp hour battery. And we have the device itself. Let me take that out. Looks like the battery is not there. It's very light. It says it has a vibrant display. We'll come to this one a bit later. Let's quickly look at the other things that we get in the box. And we also have the screen guard, so that's nice. And what do we have here? We have all the pamphlets, booklets, etc. inside here. And it says the quick start guide, which gives you basic information about the device, how to put in the battery, SIM card, etc. Product info, warranty info. I'll just keep these things to the side. We have the battery also, which is supposed to be 2300 milliamp hour battery, and again it's Lenovo branded. We have the headset also. That's nice. So they are bundling the headset. It's not in here, and it's the plastic quality does not look that great, but at least we have the headset. It's very generic quality. It looks doesn't even have the Lenovo branding, and we have a button to take or end calls, but again the quality does not look that great. Anyways, we have the USB to micro USB cable and the power brick also, which is rated at 1 amp. So it's a 1 amp charger, USB charger. So let me keep these things to the side and let's look at the handset itself. So here we have the handset. It says a Lenovo A600 vibrant HD display. It also says that it has twin speakers, Dolby enabled, and having a Qualcomm Snapdragon chipset, which I believe is the Snapdragon 410, which is 64-bit enabled. So here we have the handset itself, and we have the 8 megapixel rear facing camera with LED flash. Let's open up this back to put in the battery, and we don't have an indent, but it opens easily like this. And we can insert our SIM card over here. The SIM 1 and SIM 2 goes here. One thing to note is that the SIM 1 accepts 3G SIM, but the SIM 2 is just a 2G SIM. So I'll just put in my SIM card, and we can also insert a micro SD card up to 32 gigs. I have an 8 GB SD card, so let's put that. And let's pop in the battery and do the first boot for this device. Even with the battery, initial impressions, the handset feels very light. Let's power it on, and we have the power button and the volume rockers on this end. So let's power it on, and it gave me haptic feedback. It says Lenovo powered by Android, and on the bottom we have actually 3 touch type capacitive buttons. On the front we have the earpiece and a 2 megapixel front facing camera, and on the top we have the 3.5mm headphone jack. The micro USB slot that will be used for charging is on the top. Again, the volume rocker power on button. On the bottom we have the main microphone, and on this end nothing. Actually the speakers are here at the bottom. It's a dual speaker setup, and it says that it has a Dolby logo, so that is interesting. We have the Lenovo branding, a secondary noise cancellation microphone, LED flash, and an 8 megapixel rear facing camera. So it's still booting, so the first boot is taking quite a bit of time. I'll just continue when this is done. And it started booting, but it did take quite a bit of time, about 2 odd minutes, so you got to be patient for the first boot. And now it says lenovo.com. So finally we have the first initial setup screen. It did take a lot of time, Let me quickly just set it up. Again, it just supports the 2.4 gigahertz band, not the 5 gigahertz band. I'll just quickly set up my Wi-Fi network and we'll be back. And it connected to my Wi-Fi network. And let's just continue. And the setup was actually pretty quick. The initial boot was very long. So the screen looks very vibrant. And let me see if I can adjust the brightness. We have the quick toggles over here. And we don't have the brightness setting here. If you go, it says we also have the auto brightness. So that is really nice to see that we have the auto brightness sensor on this device. And okay, whatever, it's going to use the location. And looks, initial impressions looks decent. Let's go to the settings. And these are the quick toggles. These are the general settings that we have. And we have the Dolby. I'll come back to that a bit later, but let's look at about the device. And if we go to device information, it says that it is running on the KitKat, that is 4.4.4. So we are getting at least the latest version of KitKat on this device, which is good news. Again, do remember this is 4G LTE enabled and it has 1 gig of RAM, and it says it has a quad core processor that is 1.2 gigahertz. Regarding internal storage, we have 8 gigs, but let's see out of that 8 gigs, how much storage do we actually get on this device. And the available space out of that 4 gigs is 4.3. So we get 4.3 gigabytes of space, and we can also add a micro SD card up to 32 gigs. So I have added that. I'll test. Yes, looks like we can put the default write disk to SD card. So looks like we will be able to install the apps directly to the SD card. I'll test that in my full review. Let's just go back again. If you go to the display, as you can see, we have the auto brightness sensor on this. That works. Let's remove that for the time being. Let's put it on manual. And we have the general settings. We can adjust the font, etc. One thing I'm noticing is that these touch type capacitive buttons, if I'm clicking them, they are not glowing. So looks like it does not have that back lighting. Let's see. And this is the multitasking tray. It's a little bit different. And we are, let's look at this Dolby. What does it say? And we have this setup. Let's do this play demo. Let's maximize the volume. So it is sort of giving a stereo effect, I would say. Let's get out of this. I'll test this one later when I do my full review. So we have that option. That is nice. And these are the generic settings. Now, as we are connected to my Wi-Fi network, again, one thing to note is that this is a custom skin that Lenovo uses. So we don't have an app tray. So all the apps are over here, but we do have folders. For example, we have the Google folder. So we can add folders, but we don't have a dedicated button for the app tray. So the apps will reside over here. And these are the apps that are installed. And as you can see, quite a few apps are actually pre-installed on this device. We also have some tools, UC browser, etc. FM radio was also there. So that's nice. Let's actually fire up the web browser, and we'll use the Chrome web browser. And let's just go to, we'll accept this. And let's just go to rediff.com. And this is the default keyboard that we are getting. Again, if you notice how quickly it loaded, and scrolling also looks fast. Let's see if I can go to the desktop mode. Oops. Let's go back. You just tap in, yeah. And let me request the desktop. And again, as you can see, even this is loading pretty fast. Again, it's using the Snapdragon 410 chipset, which is a quad-core processor, and it has 1 gig of RAM. And the web pages are loading pretty quickly. And one more thing I have noticed is that the screen quality looks actually pretty good. It has a 5-inch screen, which is a 720p HD screen. And the screen looks actually pretty good. The whites look white, not bluish or reddish like in some budget-oriented devices. So pinch to zoom looks fine on this device as of now. So I will be testing this device a lot more. Let's also quickly look at the camera. The rear facing camera is supposed to be 8 megapixel shooter, whereas the front facing is a 2 megapixel shooter. Let's just fire this up. And I'll just say no. And let's say you can just tap into focus like this. And then you can take this snap. Let's take a snap of this. There is a slight delay. Once you click, it takes half a second to take the snap. If you know, let's look at the snaps now. These are some of the snaps that we took. Okay, a little bit of blurriness was there in that. Let's look at this. This didn't come out good, but let's look at some of the other snaps where I was using the manual tap to focus. And this came out a lot better when I used the manual tap to focus option. As you can see, this came out very good and sharp. So it looks like the camera is doing a decent job, but again, I will be testing the camera a lot more when I do my full review with this device. So that's it for now for this very quick unboxing of this Lenovo A6000. If you have any specific questions around this device, do post them in the YouTube comments and I'll try to include them in my review. And if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. This is Ranjit and I hope to see you in my next video.